Hi, good morning everyone. I'm George Asuncion from Adina Vibe Tawin, and this is my presentation for this year's Management Leadership Program. Just a quick introduction to my career. I've been working in hospitality industry now for 7 years. 4 of those years are in Adina Vibe Tawin. In 2014, I joined TFA Hotel, and for the first 2 years, I've been working as a hotel receptionist, night auditor, and F&B team leader. By 2016, I've been promoted as a night manager. After a year, I moved to day shift as a duty manager. Then by January of 2018, I've transferred to reservations department as an assistant reservations manager. By next month, I'll be moving down to Perth to commence for a new role as a relief assistant hotel manager for WA. I've applied for MLP to build connections and at the same time to gather and share information with other candidates, which will help me to enhance my acquired skills knowledge throughout my hospitality career. It also plays a big part in my career progression in hospitality industry, especially here in TFE hotels. And over my MLP journey, I have implemented 3 projects, which I based the property's balance scorecard. In our property, the most quadrant that I needed most attention is the food and beverage and the guest quadrant. So my first project is the courtesy or welcome SMS powered by InfoBeep. So InfoBeep is a international telecommunications company, which specialize in two-way communication services such as SMS. Just a quick introduction about our property, Adina Vibe Tawin Waterfront. It's composed of 2 TFE hotel portfolio. Vibe Hotel, which is 120 guest rooms, and Adina, which has 121 apartments with combinations of studio, 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom apartment. And across both properties, our estimated number of arrivals is between 80 to 90 per day. I've implemented this project for the following challenges. First one is the daily courtesy calls to all arrivals. Second is the number of complaints that we receive during on the time of checkout. And lastly is improvement of overall guest service. So during afternoon shift, our PM team is required to conduct at least 10 courtesy calls. Only 1 out of 10 guests responds to it. On the time of checkout, we've also received some small complaints and issue, which hasn't been reported to the team during the guest during the guest stay with us. And if we could manage to reach out to most of our arrivals every day, these small complaints can be easily actioned and resolved. The best solution that I came up is to replace the daily courtesy call with the 2-way SMS service. By having this service, we could easily reach out to most of our arrivals. Having a high assurance that we could touch base with them. And lastly, is as this is a 2-way SMS. This is a 2-way service communication. The guests can easily reply back to us at any given time. So why SMS? SMS is the simplest and quickest way to reach out to all of our guests. Most of the people nowadays has an ownership of mobile phone. And 9 out of 10 mobile phone users uses SMS as a way of communication. It's easy to monitor all received and sent SMS. So InfoBeep is an API portal based, which you could access through a web link, which makes it easier to organize your sent and receive text messages. Lastly, it's cheap, inexpensive, and it doesn't break your bank. Per text message only costs 2 cents, and it doesn't require any setup fee costs as well. These are some sample companies that uses InfoBeep 2-way SMS service all around the world. Some well-known companies such as Uber in Canada and Coca-Cola in United Arab Emirates. Some important points to follow for this particular project. So sending of SMS, we do it in 2 batches. first batch, we send it between 4:30 to 5 p.m., which covers up your early arrival guests. And second batch, we send it between 7:30 to 8 p.m. By that time, most of our arrivals are already in and should receive a courtesy text message. Second one is updating of registration card must be prioritized once our PM shift started. So basically, the data for that one will be, the data for the pending registration card will be used for the first batch of SMS sending. And lastly, our front office team needs to ensure that on the time of check-in, the guest is filling up the registration card properly, as this is a vital part of this project. There's 3 easy steps to run this particular project. So first is we log in through InfoBip portal through a web link. So that's a sample page of the login page and the home page for InfoBip. The second one is we extract the guest mobile number in Proto. Through the help of our system supports team, they generated a specific report that pulls out it pulls out the list of all arrived guests attached with the guest mobile number. Once we got the data, we put that number now into InfoBip portal. So that's a sample page where we put the number and where we put the courtesy text message. Before sending, there's a confirmation to ensure everything is correct. The text message is valid for 48 hours. So meaning the guest has an added option to contact us at any given time. Once a guest replied, to that courtesy text message, we will receive an automated email notification directly to the duty manager's inbox, consisting the replied text message from the guest. So at the moment, since we started this project 2 months ago, we've already sent 2,720 text message with a delivery rate of 97% at the total cost of $57. We've also are receiving an estimated 2 to 3 replies coming from the guests every day. So here's our sample replies coming from our guests. It's quite small. Some of them are asking for hotel amenities and facilities. Some of them are reporting about some issues which has been easily actioned and resolved by the team. Once we got those messages, we always make sure that we put it in the daily log of the hotel so we can track it as well. My second project is the after-hours room service menu upgrade. I've implemented this project for the following reason. Our old late night menu is quite boring and typical late night menu. Most of the menu items that we used to offer is most of the hotels that most of the food items that we used to offer in our used menu our other hotels usually offer it as well. It has limited and basic options, and it doesn't cater to our main targets, which is the late arrivals and early departures. It's also a high risk for work health and safety hazard with the usage of deep fryer. And lastly, since I started working at Dina Vibe Dawin, we've been using this menu. So our old late night menu consists of 2 pizzas, ham and cheese toasty, chips and wedges, which is pretty basic. With the help of my F&B manager and executive chef, we came up with a pretty interesting menu. So we still retain the pizzas and ham and cheese toasty, but to cater to our late arrivals, we've added soup of the day and butter chicken. For dessert option, we added fruit salad, and to cater for our early departure guests, we've added a pancake option as well. When we acquired for a new executive chef in the month of May, the F&B team decided to change the menu, including the late night menu, but we still base it on the same standards and prices that we do on the first menu upgrade that we do. So this is a comparison of the monthly revenue breakdown for the old and new late night menu. We've used the data from the month of November to April. The purple one is the old late night menu from November 2016 to April 2017, and the yellow one is the new late night menu from November 2017 to April 2018. To summarize it, the new late night menu generated $1,028 more compared to the old late night menu. We've also managed to get some positive reviews from the guests pertaining directly to the new room service menu, new late night room service menu. And my last project is the early bird breakfast promotion featuring the breakfast meter poster. So this project has been only implemented for 3 months, specifically from the month of January to March, which is the down season in Darwin. So the aim of this project is to generate an extra revenue for the restaurant team. Another aim of this project is to control the flow of the guests who comes in for breakfast hours, to avoid long queues as well. When we implemented this project, we need additional promotional tool to promote our in-house breakfast in the hotel as well. And we came up with a breakfast meter poster. So I came up with this idea when I'm looking for specific trading hours for a specific establishment. Then suddenly a graphical timetable pops up showing the busiest and quietest time to visit a certain establishment. Basically, your breakfast meter poster shows you your predicted atmosphere that you will expect in a restaurant when you come into the specific breakfast hours. To generate extra revenue, we put an early bird breakfast promotion with the poster, which is if the guest comes in from 6:30 to 7:30, instead of paying for the full breakfast price of $29, they'll be only paying $17.50. To control the guest flow by giving them this reason to come in on the quietest time of the period of breakfast instead of coming during the busiest hours. So over the 3 months that we've implemented this project, every month for the breakfast revenue, we've almost 20% of the revenue for breakfast comes from the early bird breakfast promotion. And we managed to get a positive review as well pertaining to the breakfast meter poster and the early bird breakfast promotion. The breakfast meter was posted in all hotel lifts, which is around 4 lifts in Dublin. So throughout my MLP journey, I've learned to think outside of the box, thinking creative ways to approach challenging and trusting the process, and as well to practice my time management skills, which is, everybody of us have been through with this. And lastly is looking the business as a whole, especially looking on a bigger picture instead of focusing on small details. And special thank you to the following person, to my ex-hotel manager Ralph D'Souza and assistant hotel manager Kellen Holman, for always being there to guide and support me throughout my MLP journey. Kylie Monahan, which is my F&B manager, who assisted me with my 2 projects. Ken Ward, who's always being there to check on me and give advice on me. I appreciate it. Erin, Richie, and Jay for checking a final presentation. James Black and Heidi George for always for generating a specific report for my InfoView project. And Chef Alberto and Chef John for helping me to come up with the new late night menu. And the entire Adina 5 Darwin team for always being there since day one to support me. It's been a great pleasure to be part of this program, and thank you all for listening.